Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes, Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
All right, I'll pour. You tell us what we're pouring in.
We are drinking Penelope.
Which label Penelope is it?
Just the standard Penelope.
It's the white label and it's called 4 grain.
Oh, there you go.
Do you know what the 4 grains are? No, this is a hard quiz for most.
I say wheat, corn, rye, something else.
Malted barley, you got them all right. Well done.
Yep. Oh, yay. Well, I got 3 of them. Oh. I didn't get the malted barley. You
malted
got that
barley, that's one of the ingredients, right? You got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, cheers.
Penelope.
And before, I was kind of saying you should get to know this story because we've loved this, but we didn't really know the story yet.
Yeah, I call it the baby bourbon because it's such a new bourbon.
When you say new, you mean what?
Well, like really recent. It's 2018. But I was like, it's come out recently compared to the ones with a really rich history like Woodford and Maker's Mark and that have been around for forever. This is new on the scene. I didn't realise it was only 2018 new, like really new. And when I called it baby bourbon, I didn't even realise that the story of the name Penelope is based on a couple.
There is a Penelope.
Yeah. They had a baby called Penelope and they decided to make a bourbon to commemorate the occasion. What a great thing to do.
As a dad who has babies who are older than born in 2018.
You're wishing you'd invented a bourbon.
What a great way to commemorate a baby. And, maybe I'm a bad dad for having not done a good job of this. So baby bourbon is true for a few reasons for this. It's relatively new bourbon.
Yep.
And I've just been noticing it. It noses young to me anyway, like the real barrel-y stuff. So, and I think
it doesn't have that really rich, deep flavour.
Loads of that vanilla-iness and the oakiness that you sometimes get from things that have been in a barrel for a longer time aren't always there. So 2 to 3 years is kind of what they say here.
Yeah, but it's got that young flavour, but I classify it as my easy-drinking bourbon. It's not hard to drink. Some of the, richer bourbons are, people will or won't like them. If you're not a bourbon drinker, this is a really great one to start on.
It's like a gateway bourbon, right? Because it's got the wheated component. 75% corn, 15% wheat, 7% rye, and only 3% of that malted barley.
Yep.
So it's not wheated in the same way that Maker's Mark is wheated, where there's a lot of wheat in it. 15% is a fair bit, but
yeah, it's got wheat in it. But I just remember when I think you were at a whiskey show or something, and you brought me home a bottle of Penelope. Maybe because it looked pretty, maybe because
it's a pretty bottle.
Yeah,
but
maybe because you like the taste of it. But you brought one home for me, and I just remember really loving it. Firstly, because it was just so easy to drink. You didn't have to be in that. Sometimes you've got to be in the right frame of mind to have a bourbon. This one was just light and summery, and I'd call it a summer bourbon.
I reckon you're right that it's summery, and it's got a really interesting finish on it. It's because of its youth, because it's a bit younger than the others. I don't think it's not like as a complex a finish, but it definitely hangs around the flavours, and maybe it's that I'm a sucker for a wheated bourbon, but it's has this
It doesn't. I find the ones that are more heavily, is it rye that leaves that what I call a burn? It's probably there's a bit of heat in the back of your throat, whereas this doesn't leave that.
The rye, they say the rye spice.
Yeah, the spice. Yeah, it doesn't have that too much. It's lighter. Especially, I like drinking it with ice. So I don't know. It's just very refreshing.
Summery, I think, is a good one.
Yeah, summery, young, baby bourbon.
Here's a fun thing is that Penelope is getting a great name. It's like one of these bourbon brands that has gone since 2018. Only launched in 2018. It's going so well.
Yeah.
In Australia, it's got a great name. It had a great kind of launch and has got a great reputation. It's actually quite easy to get your hands on.
And they've got a few different varieties as well, which is great too.
They do, yeah. From the different online distributors and stuff, you can get your hands on it pretty easily. So the ones that are kind of we see around a lot, obviously, is this one, the 4 grain toasted barrel. There's a barrel strength one.
Yeah, I like the toasted. It's delicious.
Then there's the rosé one. I haven't had a chance to try the Rio, which is a highly sought after, apparently very good. But the rosé.
I have to do an episode on a flight. Penelope flight.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Great.
All the different ones.
Maybe we can bring a baby in.
No.
Or someone called Penelope?
No.
Okay, all right. We'll find a different
Find out
way.
when her birthday is and we could do it on her birthday. We could
That's a
release
nice
the
idea.
episode on her birthday.
But
Anyway, we digress.
They're super transparent about the way they do this. So it's a char 4 on the staves and a char 2 on the heads.
Yeah.
They say it's aged between 2 and 3 years, this particular one, and it's a blend of 3 bourbon mash bills comprised of 4 grains, corn, wheat, rye, and malted barley. They give the exact mash bill, non-chill filtered, all that kind of stuff. So it's all on the website and you can go through all of this info. So I love how transparent it is. And they even put MGP on the website as like a partner of theirs. So they're saying that it's a sourced bourbon, which we can tell, that it obviously is. But I love the transparency with these guys.
Yeah.
And it's one of those great things about...
Open and honest about how they make it, and they know they've got a good product, so I think they can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's pretty. I think the marketing, obviously they've named it after their daughter Penelope, but it's definitely, marketed very nicely towards people like me who like just like a light, easy drinking bourbon. Yeah.
And so can I ask a really, what's going to seem like a bold question, but I love, and we've both been drinking a bourbon a little while. I probably drink bourbons that are a bit hotter at a higher, more barrel proofy stuff than you do. You probably prefer the stuff that's a little bit more kind of closer to the 80 proof, 40%, 90 proof-ish kind of spot.
Lighter.
And you like to drink it with ice anyway.
Yeah.
If you were speaking to Aussie women who wanted to drink more bourbon, is this where you would be encouraging
This
them to
would
have
be
a
a
go?
starting point, yeah. Because if you don't like this, I'm not going to say you're not going to like other bourbons, but it's like this is it's like easing in gently to the other bourbons is how I'd put it.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend this as a starting point to people who've never touched bourbon and are like, nah, I don't like drinking whiskies, don't like drinking bourbons. It's like, try some of this and also try it in cocktails. It's like, I like drinking it on ice. You like drinking it straight, but like try it in cocktails, particularly like Penelope. It's got that much lighter feel. So definitely if you're new to bourbon drinking, try out the Penelope.
I'm going to admit something that you might not already know.
Oh.
Sometimes you'll go, can we have a Penelope tonight? And I'll go, sure. And you'll be having a Penelope, but I won't be having a Penelope. I'll be having something way better or something that I enjoy more because you want that, but I want something much
I think I know that sometimes
more complex. And and something, to be honest, at a higher proof.
Yeah.
I prefer something barrel strength or cask strength or at least something 100 proof plus.
That's what bourbon is. Find what you like, drink what you like.
Right. And we're so lucky that we have such a good selection to choose from. But I apologise that this probably sounds a bit rude, but I'm okay with the fact that you really like this. And I love pouring this for you.
Yeah, but it's not your favourite.
I don't particularly want it.
That's all right.
You can have it. It's delicious. It's fine for a young whiskey. It's fine. And it's soft and round and easy and approachable and stuff, but this isn't my jam. But it's definitely yours, right? Mm-hmm. And like all the bourbons we love, it's got a cool story.
Yeah, and drink what you love, right?
Well, that's exactly it.
That's what they say. And the way you love it, with the people you love.
Yeah, exactly. We do have barrel strength here. We do have toasted here as well, so we'll talk about them another time. Toasted barrel.
There's definitely a Penelope
cool.
Flight episode in what we've got up on the shelf up there.
We do have a few of them, and they are a great matching bottle. And the Architect is lovely too, and we should see if we can get our hands on the Rio. And the Rosé. Oh, yeah, we should. Yeah. It's a nice set to have as well.
All in Australia.
Because they all line up. They all line up looking in a nice
They look
nice
lovely
way.
when they're all...
Yeah. I need a bigger shelf. Anyway.
We just need to drink a few more of them and make some space.
Let's find out when Penelope's birthday is and do a flight.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.